Hey everybody, Terry Hansen here with Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care with another episode of Training Tip Tuesday. This is episode number 11, and we do Training Tip Tuesday every week in an effort to help more people with their dogs, get knowledge, train their dogs, have fun with their dogs, and just reach as many people as possible. So, Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care is a dog training and pet sitting company located in Gwinnett County, Georgia. We've been in business for over 9 years, and we have a team of pet sitters that go all over Gwinnett County. There's 16 of them at this point, and we help families and take care of their pets when they travel, if they're on vacation, or if they work long hours and they have a dog or a puppy at home that needs a potty break or a midday dog walk. We get them out, stretch their legs, burn off some energy so the owners can come home and relax. We also, as you know, offer dog training, whether it's basic obedience or behavioral issues. We help all kinds of families with all kinds of dogs, small to large, any breed and any age. I've worked with 14-year-old dogs before, so you can teach an old dog new tricks. So anyway, today I saw a post online and I wanted to talk about it. It was titled, "Saying No is Not Abuse." So what they're talking about here is there's a school of thought of positive reinforcement only trainers and versus a lot of trainers that use what they call balanced training, which means positive reinforcement mostly, but also telling a dog no, correcting negative behaviors. So, it's easiest to explain, I think, if you think of dogs as children, because they kind of are like perpetual kids. If you've had children, you know there are times when you have to tell them no. There are times when they need discipline and punishment if they've done something wrong. And it has to be valuable enough for them to not want to do it again. Otherwise, what's their motivation not to do it? So in dogs, I'm talking about behaviors such as jumping, mouthing, counter surfing, reactivity, whether it's on the leash, when you're out walking them, or if they're aggressive towards people in your home or other dogs. These are all behaviors that can get them not only rehomed, but euthanized. So if there's a way to correct that behavior, and if positive reinforcement doesn't work, what is your alternative, right? So oftentimes with many dogs, they are just one correction away from stopping that behavior. Behaviors like counter surfing and dumpster diving, which is what I call, when they're getting in the trash, that kind of stuff, can actually do more harm to a dog. It's the next best thing to being euthanized, because if they get something off the counter that either can cause a blockage and then they have to go to the vet to have a surgery to have it removed, or that can kill them, and these things happen. Same thing with getting in the trash. They can get into things that can cause a blockage or can kill them. So I ask you, what is the lesser of two evils? Correcting a dog for doing these things, or having them end up having to have a surgery or dead? So, or again, just today I had a call from someone who their dog, they have a 10-month-old puppy. It's 70 pounds. It's jumping on them, it's mouthing them, and, they are very close to wanting to rehome that dog, although even though they want to, they may not be able to, because who wants a 70-pound dog, puppy, and obviously it's going to get bigger than 70 pounds, that's already jumping and mouthing people. That's not looking good for that dog. So, when you have these behaviors, can you use, positive reinforcement, giving it treats to get it to stop doing these things? Stop doing things like counter surfing. Stop doing things like, getting in the trash, mouthing. There's lots of creative ways as trainers that we find to motivate the dog to do the things that we want. And not only that, side note, we also have to motivate the owners to follow through and do the same things. So there are some ways to change behaviors through positive reinforcement that are very labor intensive. So labor intensive that many owners aren't willing to take the time and effort to do it. And that's just the truth. So, we live in an age of what's the word I'm thinking of? When we want something really fast. I can't even think of it. It just went out of my head. Instant gratification. Yes. Senior moment over. Instant gratification. And it's our job as trainers to explain things to owners and to motivate them. In fact, that's who we're mostly there for. We're mostly there for that owner, to motivate them to change their lifestyle so they interact with their dog differently, so they have a different outcome with their dog. But that being said, there are some techniques that are much quicker, fix issues much more quickly, and if that saves a life, if that keeps that dog in that home, that's what we're going to do, whatever it takes. And so, again, do we use positive reinforcement when we're training dogs? Absolutely. 90% of the time, probably more than 90% of the time. But there are times when we need to use other means by which to correct a dog to get them to stop doing negative behaviors in order to save their life or keep them in a home. So it's certainly not abusive. Correcting a dog, whether it be using a prong collar, whether it be using a remote collar, that's not something I do, but I know there's a lot of trainers that do. I don't, just because I'm not versed in that type of training. I'm not opposed to it if it's done properly. And as I tell clients, going to PetSmart and getting a remote collar and putting it on your dog and using it only when they do something wrong is not the correct way. There's a whole training that goes on behind that. It starts with basic obedience, and you need to know what you're doing. But if that's going to save a dog's life, absolutely, I'm on board for that. I'm on board for keeping as many dogs in as many homes as well behaved as possible, because then it's not only more pleasant for the human, ultimately it's more pleasant for the dog long term. When a dog is well behaved, and I say this all the time, their world gets bigger. I've met a lot of people that up until we started training, the dog's house in their yard was their whole world. That's it. They never got to go anywhere, in their backyard, in their house. That's it. When your dog is well behaved, your dog can go all kinds of places. The world opens up. You can have more adventures with your dog. Your dog's world is enriched. And that is my goal, is to help as many people make their dog's world bigger, because then they can really enjoy their dog. And, people talk about their dogs as being family, and, they're really truly more of a family member. They can go all kinds of places with them, and camping and travel and, out to the store and all kinds of fun adventures. So I'm for that. So if you have any questions regarding this, or comments even, feel free to post them in our comment section, or email me at info@gooddogcoaching. And here to help, here to answer any questions you might have, and would love to. So until next time, see ya. Terry Hansen, Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care. Take care.